No, yeah, we were at a hotel, and we were getting measurements for our wigs. And this is a group of people who will appreciate what that means. Most places in the world you say wigs, and they look at you, and why would you wear a wig? Because that's how Tolkien wrote it. But yeah, so I didn't like the idea that I had to wear a wig. But in Lord of the Rings, all of the characters, Aragorn, Legolas, of course Legolas, the long, blonde, flowing mane. But, so I was like, I don't want to wear a wig. But the wonderful Peter Owen, who designed all the wigs, he won an Oscar, Academy Award for that. He drew little pictures to explain why the profile would look this way or why so forth. So I finished my little meeting with him, and I was down in the lobby of the hotel, and Elijah walked in, and I went, oh, and we just ran, and we just hugged each other, and I was 29, and he was 19, and he hasn't changed at all. If you see him now, he looks the same. So I looked at him, and in a very wise and knowing manner, I said, you ready? And he goes, yeah, you ready? Yeah, I wasn't, as it turned out, I wasn't ready, he was. Yeah, here, go ahead.
Well, you mentioned that the wig designer got an Oscar, and we can start with some Oscar questions, because Lord of the Rings really did grand slam with Oscars, but you were nominated for an Oscar as well.
Not for Lord of the Rings.
No, not for Lord of the Rings, exactly.
Oh. He's going deep into my biography. I feel like I'm on a psychiatric couch. Go ahead, yes, I wasn't nominated for Lord of the Rings, but I was nominated for...
Best Short Film Live Action Kangaroo Court.
Yes. He's done research for this interview. Many people who interview you do not do research, so I think you deserve a round of applause for the fact that you've done that. So yes, but there's another short film called The Long and the Short of It, which I made in New Zealand. Do you know about this one?
Yeah, I've actually seen it.
Yeah, The Long and Short of It, and it got into the Sundance Film Festival, and they put it on the Two Towers. Raise your hand if you own the Two Towers DVD.
Extended.
I should have been asking for volunteers to go into battle, because that was unanimous. Who's going to follow me into the breach once more? Yes. Everyone! Well, that was about half as many, but that's all right. So what about, who has the Two Towers extended version? Who has both? That's why Peter Jackson has an airplane and all the houses he wants and everything. So yeah, so on the theatrical release, not the extended version, you can actually look in the extras, and the short film, The Long and Short of It, has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings. It's just some of the actors. I wrote it with Dom, and it's really... raise your hand if you've seen it. Really? You've all seen it? It makes me so happy. So there you go.
So when we're talking about The Long and Short of It, the bus driver.
The bus driver. Who was it? Honestly, when you know something, you know it. Peter Jackson was the bus driver. He showed up on the Saturday, or Sunday, it was Sunday, raining, cold, windy, the entire crew, we worked 6-day weeks, and at the end of the Saturday, everyone goes and gets drunk. And then they wake up Sunday night and try and drink fizzy water and wake up Monday morning and go to work. But everyone got up Sunday morning, or didn't go to sleep, and came to the set quite drunk. But Peter Jackson, who was editing that day, he came the Sunday and he was there. It was so much fun. I was so grateful. And everybody, all the people who, everything you see was done in a day. And everyone had some little piece of gift, you know. Somebody brought the plants or the flowers that were in it. And somebody made the poster, and somebody else brought the bus bench. And like, it was like if you know, you could all probably make the exact same short film by the nightfall tonight if you just work together. And and now a lot of people have seen it. Yeah.
We need a short person and a long person.
Yes, there are several here. I've seen several, yes, a couple of the vertically underprepared. And there's a couple of people I met that were very, very long. I don't see them here at the moment. Well, there's one. I see you now, yes, hello. Okay.
Well, I think we should stay with Lord of the Rings to begin with. I actually heard that when you filmed the Battle of Mordor, or the Gates of Mordor, the location where you filmed it were actually filled with landmines, and you were told to be cautious. Is that true?
That there were landmines, or that they told us that there were landmines?
Well, both of them.
So in the mornings they give you sides, which are miniature pages of the script for just what you're shooting that day. And sometimes there's notes. It's a lot of information, and mostly for the actors, you go to the part where your lines are, and it's just your ability to help memorize your lines. Yes, you read about the other stuff too, and I'm sure it's important to know what time the key grip has to show up in the morning and what props the prop department is bringing, whatever, but oh, yes, there's an asterisk at the bottom. Don't walk off the path. Don't touch any unexploded ordnance. And you think that would be bigger or in color or something, you know? But they did mention it too. They're like, okay, so we're gonna, oh, don't touch anything on the, you know, we're downrange of a firing, whatever you call it, but a proving ground or something. So, yes, and I did see a few missiles, projectiles, bombs, shrapnel, whatever it was. I saw it, and I went like this. Oh, just kidding. Of course, every now and then you'd be working, you'd hear. Does anybody know the name of a good makeup artist? Terrible. It's not. Now you can't even joke like that anymore. I know it's terrible. It's a terrible time. But what are you gonna do?
Well, the Lord of the Rings really did immortalize you. And you were immortalized again as a New Zealand post stamp. Yeah. The thing is, he kind of knows what my next question is going to be.
No, but I know it, but go ahead, tell him you know.
Yeah. Is it true that they spelled your name wrong?
As a little boy, you can only hope that one day your contribution to world culture is so impactful that as a part of the national identity, they will capture the essence of you in a stamp. And they added an extra letter in my name, so it says Sean Astin. I'm like, oh. I actually, when I saw that, first of all, it's funny, but when I saw it, I thought, I mean, we're talking the first movie had been out already. I can't remember when it came out, but it was already a huge success and all the Oscars and so much fans around the world love it and everything, and it's a huge success, you know? But when I saw it, I had the jealous feeling like I didn't get the part. It goes deep in an actor, you know? Like, can they take it away from me? They can't take it away from me now. Somebody could go around to all the conventions around the world and take back copies of the Lord of the Rings DVD and throw them away, and then my performance is gone. It'd be sad. But somebody out there, save one for me. Save one. We're also money. The Royal Mint, the English Royal Mint, they make the money. They forged, I don't know, they minted coins with our images on them. So they chose an image of Sam, which when done in copper relief made me look really fat. Really, really fat. But I wonder now if I went into a shop in New Zealand and bought some bubble gum, and they said it's, 25 pence or something, if I could throw down a me, I don't even know what denomination I was. But the coolest was the airplane. They painted our, pictures on the side of the airplane. So we were going to the premiere. And as you walk to the plane, you're like, I'm going to be sitting in my eye. I'm going to be sitting in my eye on this plane. Yeah. Those were the days. Now the planes just have normal things on them.
Well, yeah, what we're talking about, they added an extra letter in your name, and you look fat on the copper coin. Let's talk about the quote a little more food for Mr. Astin.
Oh.
So, is it true that Peter Jackson actually told you to gain 40 pounds to be able to get the role of Sam?
at a minimum. I don't think he specified a number. He was just happy to keep shoveling food at me. Because if you look at Peter in those days, he wasn't a swimsuit model. And I had just run the marathon in Los Angeles. I was thin, skinny. More like you than me now. But I wasn't going to get the part. I had to prove that I could get fat, so I put together some footage, and I was like, look, I'm skinny in this movie, and I'm fat in that movie, and skinny in this movie, and fat. I'll get fat, I promise. So, you know, I remember at one point, what the quote you're talking about was I had gone and played tennis with my makeup artist, Jeremy Woodhead. Very good at tennis. I gave him an advantage by being slow and fat, but coming out of the gym where the tennis club was, someone took a picture. This is before the internet. Did children, do you know there was a time when there was no internet? There was. It was the dark ages. Do you know what books are? I'm kidding. So, you can actually hold them. But somebody took our picture, and then it was in the Wellington, I can't remember what the Wellington newspaper is. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand, capital city, and their capital newspaper, national newspaper, and on the, like I'm Brad Pitt or somebody, you know, like this was shocking national news that I had played some tennis. And Peter Jackson, I come in, and he's like, Sean, I'm not doing a good Peter Jackson impression. I'm not going to attempt any Peter Jackson impression. But he just said, And he pointed, someone had given him the paper. And I was like, unbelievable. Because it's toxic. You have to move your body. This is the point of this story. It's good to be mobile, to be active. Okay? Sedentary people die. I was dying. And Peter Jackson was trying to kill me. It's true. They call them lollies. She's gone. I got her laughing good. I know her too. She likes all things evil. Pretty girl, right? She's got Sauron earrings. And she's wearing Darth Vader's shirt. But I'm not buying it for a second. But anyhow, yeah. So lollies is what they call these kind of chewy candies. And if you eat 3 of them, you gain 1 pound. And he just said, more lollies for Mr. Astin, please. It's the only time he ever called me Mr. Astin. Yeah.
Well, let's continue to stay by Lord of the Rings for a few more questions. And we really need to talk about tattoos.
There's some people here that have them. Cons are the most tattooing place, other than biker gangs. Comic-Con conventions are kind of a tattoo-heavy experience. Am I right? Raise your hand if you don't have a tattoo. Really? Block the doors. Wow. Well, raise your hand if you do have a tattoo. All the same people raise their hands. You can't just raise the other hand. You know? Unbelievable. Yes, mine is on my ankle.
Yeah. I know, but I'm very curious. Who really came up with that idea of you 9 getting a tattoo? In case the guys in the audience didn't know, all 9, almost 8.5 or similar, did the tattoo, the word 9 in Elvish. But how did you come up with that idea?
I think Elijah came up with it. I think it was Elijah's idea for everybody. And I think it was his idea before the plane landed for rehearsals in August of '99, before we even started. And I remember thinking, oh, this young kid. You know, oh yeah, if I got a tattoo for every movie I'd ever done, I'd look like that guy. You know, I mean, nothing, they're great movies, but I'm just saying. But I don't know, to me, I didn't like the idea. All through the filming, and he would bring it up all the time. And I think Viggo Mortensen liked the idea too, and maybe they all liked it, I don't know. John Rhys Davies did not like it. No tattoo in my war, or not. I don't know if it was religious, I don't know why, he just didn't like the idea. But I didn't like it because it felt, I don't know, like inauthentic or something, like a gimmick. But by the time we got to the end, I remember saying to my wife, hey, they keep talking about these tattoos and I want to do it. She was like, really? I said, yeah. She goes, no, you want to get a tattoo? I said, yeah, I really do. She said, why? I said, because I think think it's real. I think it's earned now. 6-day weeks, 18-hour days, 2 years, you know. If you're an American service member and you go to war in Vietnam, that's 1 year. We did 2 years. So, there was, you know, people who got hurt, you know, people got married, divorced, babies were born. We were like, and we were kind of, cell phones, I remember my cell phone looked like a brick. You know, if I called back to America to talk to my mom, after 5 minutes, it was all hot. The phone was hot and your ear was hot. You'd be like sweating while you're like pacing. Mom, I don't want to talk anymore. My ear is hot. And it's a $500 phone call. You know, so people weren't on their phones all the time. So when we're in the middle of New Zealand, we're kind of like, you know, a traveling circus. We're kind of a unit. So I don't know, I really liked it. And I got it and loved it. Vigo arranged for the tattoo artist at the tattoo parlor. The word parlor is interesting when it comes to transactions in urban settings. Other parlors are out there, but this was a tattoo parlor. And the guy opened up on Sunday morning, and he was probably in his 60s, gay. I'm sure he was gay, had to be gay. And Ian McKellen went first. Sir Ian McKellen, the knight of the realm, Ian McKellen, getting a tattoo. Like, yeah, whoa. What would the Queen say? He was doing Ian's like this. And I said, so, you know, because it was very counterculture, we were very kind of hip and interesting, and are you getting this? Did you come across? Okay, so I said to the man, how long have you been here? He said, 45 years. I said, 45 years, so I guess you're pretty much establishment. And he goes, we're on the fringe. I was like, yeah. So.
Cool, and before we leave the Lord of the Rings questions from me at this time,
yes.
I heard that all cast and crew in Lord of the Rings get to keep a prop after filming in a small ceremony, and I'm very, very curious, what were you able to keep?
Well, I was able to keep several things. You want to know what they gave me?
I would like to know
Sam's backpack.
That's official, Sam's backpack.
Sam's backpack with pots and pans, sausages. After 2 years, those are a bit gamey. A full costume, sword. There's elephant rope. Little salt box. Kind of important little box there. The best thing, though, was Eleanor's dress. Eleanor's the little girl at the end of the third movie, Sam's daughter, who comes running down the road, and at the last shot of the Return of the King, and Sam picks up little baby Eleanor and baby Frodo, daughter Eleanor, and then baby Frodo's in Rosie Cotton's arms. Well, that little girl was my daughter, Allie. She's 20 years old and she's a sophomore at Harvard University.
That's worth a round of applause.
I want to say to everyone who bought an autograph, thank you for helping me put my daughter through Harvard. It's not a cheap endeavor. But they gave me her dress, which is a little thing for a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. So a lot of tears when they gave us that. Yeah. And then maybe I stole some feet.
Ears?
And some ears. They don't hold up over time, really. They're perishable. Actually, they bronzed a pair of the feet for me. Richard from Weta.
Richard Taylor
from Weta bronzed a pair of Hobbit feet, so I could use like as a doorstop or something. Like, oh hey, Hobbit feet, right? I dropped it and the big toe broke off of one of them. This is me. We can't keep nice things.
Yeah, let's focus on can't keep nice things, because let's go from Lord of the Rings to the Goonies.